All right, Bulls fans. The Chicago Bulls have made a signing. They have officially signed Josh Primo to an Exhibit-10 contract to bring him into the training camp roster. What could that mean? And how AK is really getting back to his original plan in having young players and building with that and through development. We're going to talk about all that and more right after this.
You are now tuned in to Chicago Bulls Central, your number one place for all Chicago Bulls news and content.
What's going on, Bulls fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bulls Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Bulls related. I'm the host, Haize, but more importantly, you guys can follow the channel at Bulls Central Pod on every social media platform we happen to be on. With that being said, let's go ahead and get into this content, man. So the Chicago Bulls have signed somebody that, listen, after the Josh Giddey trade, you went out and got Josh Primo. Josh Primo to an Exhibit-10 contract. Y'all remember why Josh Primo got cut by the San Antonio Spurs, right? Y'all remember that. But what the Bulls are getting in Josh Primo, all the jokes aside, I'm going to let y'all make the jokes. I know a lot of the jokes are coming, things like that. This is a guy who was picked 12 overall by the San Antonio Spurs. I want to be clear that. 12th overall by the San Antonio Spurs. And most people would say that they trust the San Antonio Spurs and their evaluation of young talent. He was supposed to be part of that core with Keldon Johnson and those guys. And so you bring in now Josh Primo, who's a 6'4", 190-pound shooting guard, probably going to primarily play more point guard than shooting guard. You add in a somebody who had lottery level talent to this team, and it's an Exhibit-10 deal, meaning it's no risk. It's a low risk potential reward. I won't even say high reward, but potential reward when it comes down to it. He was the youngest player in the league in 2021-22, and even in that 2021-22 season, he started 16 games in that season. Now, that was a much different San Antonio Spurs team. They're in a much different place than what they are right now. But when you look at his numbers as a starter, it gives some promise. Again, not a whole lot, but this is an Exhibit-10 deal. This is basically a G League deal for him to eventually be on the Windy City Bulls. But 28 minutes played per game in those 16 games that he started, 38% from the field, not a lot of great shooting there, 2.2 rebounds, 2.4 assists, 8 points per game as well, almost 2 turnovers per game. But this was a guy that the Spurs didn't necessarily want to cut, right? They believed in the development that was happening there with Josh Primo. But unfortunately, he couldn't control himself. He did some things that he shouldn't have done. And yeah, it led to some stuff happening that eventually got him up out of there. So yeah, I mean, listen, there's no other way to sugarcoat that. But when it comes down to it, he ends up getting removed from that San Antonio Spurs team. I believe he was on the Los Angeles Clippers roster at some point last season, not playing a whole lot for them either. This is a guy that has some potential there, and for the level of deal that what it is, yeah, it is what it is when it comes down to it, man. This is really, and I alluded to this, and I said this we were live on Locked On Bulls when this news dropped. Me and Big Kev from Chicago White Sox and Cubs Central. And this is when you really step back and look at what AK has done this season, right? I want to just be clear here. In what AK has done this offseason, he's gone out and added young guys with some promise to recoup some of the draft picks that the Bulls didn't have. When you look at it, since we made the DeMar DeRozan and Nikola Vucevic trade, we've missed out on 3 first-round picks and, multiple second-round picks. And so now what the Bulls have done, they've added a Josh Giddey, who was a top 10 pick. They've added Josh Primo, who was a number 12 pick. You added Jalen Smith, who was a top 10 pick, right? Then you've added guys who would have been second-round picks in THT. You added Kenny Lofton Jr. You added EJ Liddell. You've added 6 players to this team through the G, either that are going to be on the Bulls or the Windy City Bulls, and you've added some young possible development pieces, but you're adding pieces that have already shown a little bit, right? So it's not like you're going in completely raw. Shout out to the Josh Primo joke. You're going in not completely raw, and you're taking a look to see what can you develop with some of these guys, right? So we'll see what it comes down to. Like, at the end of the day, I like what he's done for the low risk nature and the possible high reward nature. Again, high reward is a little bit for the possible reward nature that has happened here when it comes down to it. Now, I mean, hopefully he's gone out and he's gotten seeked help for what happened before, right? But listen, when it comes down to it, man, and you also got to look at this, and this is something that we got to evaluate. On top of why he was cut by the San Antonio Spurs, he also was suspended for 4 games without pay from the Los Angeles Clippers last year. Now, he signed a 2-way contract later on, so clearly he didn't do enough for them to not have him. They also converted his 2-way contract to a standard contract towards the end of that season. So, that exists there as well. So, we'll see what happens. He's another Canadian, so you have that aspect of it as well. And we'll see what happens and how it develops for the Chicago Bulls, right? This could be nothing, and if it is, it's no big deal. If it does end up working out for the Bulls, all right, you got something. All right, cool. You've gotten a low risk reward move at that point in time. Abraham says, first Giddy, now Primo. Just when the Giddy jokes were slowly dying out, they signed Primo to rekindle everything. Yeah, that's crazy. And we back in here. Shout out to you. Was waiting on you to report this as I seen KC, but kid is talented. Yeah, and he does have Josh Primo does have some talent. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to turn into NBA talent, but he does have some talent. Man, I don't know how we cook for a Exhibit-10 deal. Like, that just doesn't make any sense. Just off the court stuff. Exactly. Just off the court stuff. Man, first of all, Kelvin, I can tell by your picture, you done jacked off in public a couple of times. I know you didn't use that work bathroom a couple of times. I can tell by your picture. I can tell it. And you use the almond scented soap to do it. So don't listen. Stop. Like it's okay. It's okay. A man after the Giddy trade is crazy. Timberline make Bulls gear? First of all, no. This is nothing but Mitchell and Ness. This is a fire, and this mug is comfortable as hell too. Drop the link to that hoodie. Hey, stop playing. Hey, first of all, y'all listen. If y'all phones don't do the circle to search thing, that's on y'all. No, I'll see if I can find it while I'm here. I bought this a while ago. I don't even know if they still sell it. But if I can find it while we're on the stream, look at that. Oh, it's actually a pro standard. I thought it was Michelin Ness. It's pro standard. But it looks like they only have large and mediums available. So there you go on that one. Well, Vaughn, you a petite dude. The medium should fit you. Get that extra medium in there, my boy. Get that extra medium. We traded for here we go. Get him and Madas on the Bulls lifting program like P. Will. Basketball ref has him as 6'6". All right, if he's actually 6'6", that's actually, yeah, that's cool. He could be good on the same as long as he controls his sexual urges. He'll be fine. Y'all look crazy. Looks like now a solid rebuild plan without going full suck every year. Agree. Well, none of the Bulls players better give Josh Primo no dap after his shot. That's all. Come on, man. First of all, when I know you be waxing the monkey, we know, like, Winton be sitting there like, Donovan. Oh, man. That might be AK we expected to get when he first arrived. Go younger, modernize the offense through the roster, scout, and find possible gems in free agency. Don't rush on trades like Zach. Let's see. The time for the Bulls to strike is when teams that are now top of the league start to have or make decisions with certain players and whether they failed or not. Agree. I'm glad you took the joke in stride, bro. That's all I meant to buy. It's just a joke, man. I'm glad you took it in stride, bro. Shout out to you. Do you think the Bulls got the OKC fever? I think the coaching staff was looking at OKC and how they developed the team, and now the Bulls are going to do. Well, listen, that's what every team should try to do is develop. Now, the OKC Thunder were in a very unique position where they traded a bunch of star-level players and got a whole bunch of picks back for it. But, we'll see what happens there. I can tell you where that's your joke that I take care of my beard, which I don't. I just bought a satin pillowcase to take care of my beard. But that's your comeback. Come on, Kelvin. I know you got jokes better than that, bro. I know you got jokes better than that. Come on, bro. Like, first of all, bro, come on now. Like, when they went and raided P. Diddy's house, bro, why did they find you organizing the baby oil? Why were you in there organizing the baby oil, Kelvin? Why were you organizing the baby oil in Diddy's house, my boy? First of all, why were you in there? And secondly, why was your assignment being in charge of organizing the baby oil by expiration date? You know how long baby oil lasts? Why do you have to organize it by why do you have to organize it by expiration date? Bro, these jokes that you're making are not funny. You look like you light candles and burn essential oils. So I like my house to smell good. That's your joke? That's your joke, my boy? Come on, man. You got to do better, bro. You got to do better, man. You got to do better. Now, this is a funny one. I'll give you this one. This is funny. Haize looked like he makes love time. First of all, but you called it make love. So you had one. You had a good one, but you messed it up there, my boy. First of all, why do you wear straight leg and skinny jeans at the same time? Like, why do you get the combination of skinny leg and straight leg jeans at the same time? Like, my boy, you are literally dressed like a village person that was organizing baby oil at P. Diddy's house. Like, come on, man. What are we doing here, bro? Come on. I need you to come better than that. Well, he does have good positional size as a combo guard and definitely has NBA level talent. This is a surprise. I feel you on that one. To be honest, I don't think this is a rebuild or want to call it. It's a new modern rebuild. I think about some of the rebuild the Bulls had done in the past. Well, it's not a teardown, right? It's a rebuild on the fly. It's not a complete teardown. They say that wasn't baby oil at Denny's house. That was GHP. That's crazy. Honestly, it don't even matter what the size is. My question is, what size is that hoodie? Might need to take that. The triple X. First of all, no, you're not taking. First of all, Von, if you ever think you're running down on me to snatch one of my hoodies, you got another thing coming. But this hoodie's getting too big for me with all the weight I've been losing. It's ridiculous. That's the one thing. That's the one thing that sucks about losing weight. So most of y'all may know I'm like almost 35 pounds down in like the last month and a half. But like, I have so much Bulls merch that I almost want to get fat again because it's like now I can't fit some of this shit. Like the collars are fitting all loose and shit. Like it's all bad, man. Kelvin got roasted like Meek versus Kevin Hart. That's hilarious. I think the United States are going to be very loud this year. Hey, I hope so. I hope so. I needed that. Hey, listen, that's part of what we provide here. Damn, he's still only 21 years old. I don't know. Let's see. When does he turn 22? Give me 1 second. Let's see. He'll be 22 in December. So that's crazy. This is a really solid signing by the Chicago Bulls. When you look at, like I said, the low risk nature of this signing, it could offer some reward for sure. I think Zach LaVine, Kobe White going to score more threes this year. I can feel it. Let's hope so. We're going to need it. We're definitely going to need it. What type of diet you on, bro? I need to lose weight. I basically eat salads all the goddamn time. Like that's like literally. Like I had a steak for the first time in a while, bro, and I could barely make it through the full steak. But a lot of salads, a lot of walking, a lot of cardio. At one point I've fallen off like the last 3 or 4 days, but at one point I was getting in 10 miles a day. So yeah. Bro, the beard matching the hoodie is crazy. First of all, that's wild. Secondly, it's certain hairs in the beard, my boy. Certain hairs. Now come on now, bro. It look like I sweat baby oil. Come on, man. Kelvin, you gotta do better, bro. You gotta do better, bro. You gotta do better. This, bro, with you dressed like a village person, that's really the route you want to go with? Come on, man. First of all, nobody wants to try the Diddy diet. We don't want all meat, bro. Like, Kelvin and Diddy have had enough meat of everybody. They've had enough meat for everybody. First of all, when 60 men come out and say that, like, come on, bro, what are we talking about? This man said the all meat plan and typed that while me and Kelvin are literally roasting each other. Come on, DeAndre. Come on, bro. What are we talking about here, man? You say you get a lot of meat in. You've been swallowing a lot of meat. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. That's wild. That's wild. And you lost 35 pounds of too much good stuff, bro. I appreciate that. Appreciate that. Praises to the Most High. Stop attacking my friend Haize. He's my. Oh, listen, we all family here, bro. It's all family, bro. It's no actual attack. We're literally just having fun. I told you guys, Chicago Bulls Central is the kickback, bro. Like it's literally, I wanted to feel like you watching sports with your friends. And so when we get to roasting each other, like I don't take any of it personal. Now, when people come in here and start acting stupid, that's different, right? But no, Kelvin it's all fun, bro. Like no, I'm not beyond getting roasted just like I roast everybody else, bro. Edward said, "Hey man, y'all weird, bro. Like y'all weird." That's anyway. Get back to focus on this signing, man. Like I said, I don't hate the signing at all. I think for where the Bulls are and what they're trying to do with their signings. You look at Kenny Lofton Jr., you look at the THT signing, you look at the EJ Liddell signing, you now look at Josh Primo signing. The Bulls are signing guys that are still young, still have some upside, that they're seeing if they can develop something out of them. Now, I will say, Josh Primo at being, another guard to this team, but at the end of the day, like, can you have enough guards on? Yeah, you can't have enough guards on the roster. Like, I'd rather have Josh Primo on the team than Javad Carter. I'd rather have that. Again, this is probably going to end up with him being on the G League Shadow Master, so he's not really taking anybody's spot. And we cut Marcus Domask yesterday. So, Bull Central chat is off. Oh yeah, bro. We get, especially random midday chats. Yeah, they always have a chance to go off the rails a little bit, just a little bit. 3 videos one day, we appreciate. And yeah, I got another. I still will have my my evening video after training camp. So when the training camp details get released, we'll still have that video out. So that's not going to stop that video from coming out either. So we'll still have that. I basically went right from Locked On Bulls to this. So it is what I'm living my dream. You know what it is, real talk. And I gotta be able to talk about this because you guys are a big part of this. I thought about this when I woke up today. I am literally living my dream. Like literally, if you would have asked 17-year-old Haize what he would have wanted to do for a living, I would have said I wanted to talk Chicago Bulls, Chicago Bears, and at that time I would have said I probably would have said Cubs at that time, but that would have been my dream, right? Literally, if I could have gotten to do any of that full time, that would have been my dream. Now, 20 years later, as me being 37 years old, I'm able to live that dream. But I mean, I'm like, the reason I never get burnt out, like I recorded 8 episodes yesterday. I did 2 Locked On Bulls yesterday. I mean, 2 Chicago Bulls Centrals yesterday, 2 Chicago Bears Central. I did Locked On Bulls. We did NBA Central, and then I did Chicago Sky Central. 7. I thought, why did I have thought 8? Did I miss something in there? 7 videos yesterday. 7. Right? 7. And I did not feel burnt out at all. There was never a single time where I sat there and said, I don't even really feel like doing this shit right now. That never happened because I love doing this. I love doing this, man. So, I appreciate you guys, man, for rocking with me. I legitimately love doing this. And I wouldn't have had it any other way, bro. Wouldn't have had it any other way. Stewart Primo backcourt on the Windy City may be interesting. That, and keep in mind, not only that, Adama Sanogo, Kenny Lofton front court. Hey, the Windy City Bulls are about to be bullying people. They about to be bullying people, bro. Streaming, talking about sports is an amazing and fun thing to do. Glad you get to live your dream like this, fam. I appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. Yeah, listen, I didn't even think about that aspect of it. DJ Stewart and Josh Primo, that could be a very litty backcourt, bro. That could be a very, very fun backcourt to watch. I'm going to try to get some. Hold on, let me see. Because shout out to Ed Herring, who always holds us accountable. That's what Ed Herring would tell you. Hey, man, you actually got a stat wrong. In 1952, it was like Ed Herring is a basketball historian, and I love him for it. It used to annoy me. I'm not even going to lie to y'all. Ed Herring used to come in and be like, hey, tighten up. It was actually 3 shots. You said it was 5. I used to be like, come the fuck on, bro. But I appreciate people that hold you accountable. I really do. And so that's why I'm glad that Ed Herring disappeared for a while. I'm glad to have him back. So he measured 6'5" at the draft combine. Now, with him only being 17 years old, then I could very well see him being 6'6" now. And he had a 6'11" wingspan. Oh, I could see why AK signed him. 6'5", 6'6", with a 6'11" wingspan as a shooting guard. Yeah, there's some potential in that. There's absolutely some potential in that. Absolutely some potential in that. Why y'all think Acme only focuses on the guard? So we didn't sign Kenny Lofton Jr. We don't have Adama Sanogo. We didn't bring in Jalen Smith this offseason. We didn't draft Modest Bucilis. We got to stop saying that he only focuses on guards. He did not. He didn't. That's just not true. That's just not true. We're just so used to seeing how much Billy Donovan plays guards that we're a little bit heightened when it comes down to it. Tell me 3 things about tanking, rebuild. I guess you mean tanking, rebuild, or tear down. Okay, so tanking means that you're actively trying to lose games, meaning that you may trade a player that's playing good so that you can lose more games because you're going after a draft pick. A rebuild is just that you're building something up, but you're still keeping some pieces that are there. And a complete tear down is you're not necessarily looking to. It's not like, for example, you can say what the Phoenix Suns did was a teardown. They tore down a lot of that roster, but they weren't tanking. They didn't necessarily rebuild. They still rebuild, but they tore down a lot of that roster and brought in pieces, but they're still trying to win now. So there's all 3 of those things are a little bit different. A little bit different. Primo was the 12th pick 3 years ago, listed as 6'6", and was being groomed as a future point guard by Pop. But if the Bulls can extract and develop him, that's awesome. I agree with you. 100% agree with you. 100% agree with you, brother. Haize, anybody ever noticed that AK doesn't do a lot of trades with Eastern Conference teams? Well, he doesn't do a lot of trades, period. But to say not with the Eastern Conference team, one of his biggest trades were with an Eastern Conference team. That's Nikola Vucevic. I think you're just living in recent times, looking at DeMar and Josh Giddey. But you can't really say that we did a trade with the Toronto Raptors and the Cleveland Cavaliers under AK. We've done trades with Eastern Conference teams. So you can't say that we haven't done trades with Eastern Conference teams. Oh, yeah. No, listen, bro, man, I don't think the Bulls are going to win more than 35 games this season. I want to be clear here. I don't think this Bulls team is going to win a lot. But I think that it's not necessarily about winning a lot. It's about seeing what you have in these young players. That's what I think this season is to see what you have in Patrick Williams. What do you have in Dalen Terry? What do you have in Julian Phillips, right? So that then you can inform how much you're going to do going forward. Also, can Josh Giddey and Kobe White work out? So I think that the win-loss total is something that if it's a byproduct of them doing the things that they need to see for the future, cool. If not, then they'll keep their top 10 pick. I believe 9 new players out of 21 total new players in the Bulls this year. Let's take a look. Give me 1 second. We can research this. Josh Giddey, new, right? Modest Bucilis, new. Jalen Smith, new. Kenny Lofton Jr., new. THT, new. Now Josh Primo, new. I'm missing somebody. EJ Liddell, new. So that's 7 right there. Did I miss anybody? So there's 7 new players on this roster right now, unless I'm missing somebody off the top of my head. So, yeah, we got a lot of new pieces to this team. So I saw somebody say something about Josh Giddey having an Achilles injury. He doesn't have an Achilles injury. It's not his Achilles. It's his ankle, but it's not his Achilles. I got to check out Windy City Bulls. Oh, listen, if you've never been to a Windy City game, it's actually pretty dope. Actually, depending on who they're playing, but it's actually a pretty dope experience. What's your 9-man rotation? So starting 5, Josh Giddey, Kobe White, Zach LaVine, Patrick Williams, Nikola Vucevic. That's your 5 right there. Ayo Dosunmu, Jalen Smith, Modest Bucilis, to me, that's your 8-man rotation. Ninth man, I think that fluctuates between Torrey Craig, Julian Phillips, Dalen Terry, and Ernalot Batum. Those are the guys that I think are all going to be fluctuating for that 9-10-man spot. So, see, Rob, you said we've never seen Billy Donovan go consistently 10-man deep. Now, there's always a flex 10th man in there, but there's like not consistently. So we've never really seen that a lot. Wait, so Acme came to Chicago. They haven't signed more guards to the squad than any other position. Trying to get my facts right. Okay, let's go through it, right? So they signed DeMar DeRozan, but they signed him to play small forward. So I don't care that he was a guard for the most of his career. They signed him knowing he was going to play small forward. So that's a forward to me. They drafted Patrick Williams. That's a forward. Ayo Dosunmu, guard. Lonzo Ball, guard. Javon Carter, guard, right? But then Modest Bucilis, Julian Phillips, Dalen Terry can be either, Adama Sanogo, Justin Lewis, Kenny Lofton Jr. So we're up to eight. What, I don't know if I doubled up or not. So we've signed a lot more forwards than guards. Now, Goran Dragic, but he didn't stay around for a long time. Javonte Green, I guess if you want to, we'll count him as a guard. Javonte Green, even though he played primarily power forward. Alex Caruso as well. It's honestly been about 50-50. When you go back and look at it. I know, listen, bro, the thing that I hate, and this is what, honestly, Chicago Bulls Central will probably be closer to 30,000 subscribers right now if I did two things. If I didn't curse like a fucking sailor, if I was more PC, that instantly probably another 2,000 to 4,000 subscribers right there. And if I promoted this motherfucker on social media, I'd probably be at another 5,000 subscribers. I hate social media. I hate it. So, I'm just saying. Maybe the assistants push a bigger role. I mean, that's a possibility. That's definitely possible. I mean, listen, the thing is you want to play your best. And but that's the thing. It's not just a Billy Donovan thing. Most NBA head coaches don't go consistently 10 men deep. It's not just a Billy Donovan thing, but most of us don't. No, I mean, most coaches don't go 10 deep. That's a college thing. College will go 10 deep consistently. Not really at the NBA level. You don't see that consistently. If Batum can Duarte is not going to be high. Like, I don't get why people think Chris Duarte was a throw-in in a trade where the most and that's not to say that Chris Duarte isn't coming out trying to prove something, but I think people keep looking at what Chris Duarte was his rookie year and don't look at the situation that was in, right? And the efficient, he still wasn't very efficient there either. So I'll say more like 40,000 subscribers. But you wouldn't be you. Exactly. And that's the thing. I got to be me. And that's one thing that I came into this saying. I'm not going to do anything for subscribers. I'm also a Sigma male, right? In the sense that I have a lot of leadership qualities. If you want to follow me, cool. If you don't, all right, that's cool with me too. And that's the way that I feel about it on this podcast. If you want to subscribe here, cool. If you don't, hell, I understand, right? I'm not finna be, let me stop cursing so I can get 400 extra subscribers. No, fuck you. Let me not roast people in the chat that say stupid shit because, oh my God, what if they stop subscribing? No, you're a fucking idiot. I don't want people here that are idiots. I don't. Now, roast my ass. Roast me, I'm gonna roast you back. Let's have some fun as brothers do. If you too sensitive for that, that ain't the place for you. That's not the place for you. This ain't the place for you. Jamal got you covered. He's a great content creator that don't curse, that don't roast. He just posts content and go about his business. That's not me. If you come in here saying some stupid shit, I'm going to tell you saying some stupid shit. If you come in here roasting and it's friendly, I'm a friendly roast your ass back. If you come in here roasting and it's smoke, I'm a fuck your mama. That's just the way that it happens here. I got to be me. If I wasn't me, I would have quit doing this after the first year. That's it. That's just it. I'm sorry. Not sorry. That's all I can say. Fun fact, I ran across Haize channel because Petty Roosevelt was cursing out a subscriber. I was subscriber number 17. Damn, I was cussing out people at 17 subscribers. That's crazy. That sounds like something I do. I like the vibe from you for show too. That's how it be on Hoops Legion. We gonna say what we want. That's it. I don't know what to tell you at that point. If you don't want the smoke, this ain't the place for you. Haize, this may be more private, but can I help you out your channels and maybe create like promotional accounts on socials? I'm asking for the Cognac Boys. Listen, if you want to take over running the social media for Chicago Bulls Central and Chicago Bears Central, now I can't pay you shit. I want to be clear here. I can throw you a little something. It's not going to be a lot. But if you want to take that off my hands, absolutely. Absolutely. Period. Absolutely. Like, perfect example, Antoine. The first time, I don't want to say the first time, me and Antoine went at it one day. I'm talking about in the comment section, we went at it. But guess what? It wasn't anything personal. If y'all don't go at it with your boys when you're talking sports, then y'all not really friends, right? But me and Antoine, I have such a level of respect for Antoine because he knows the sport of basketball, right? And we may disagree on how we view certain things or certain players, and there may be times where he's going to come at me and be like, Haize, you fucking tripping. And he's probably going to be right sometimes. That just is what it is, man. It is what it is. Haize got link trees. Yeah, that I do have. I do have link trees for all the channels, so at least I do have that. Yo, Haize, when you and Pat gonna do a Bull Central episode? You know what? We used to never do Bull Central. Peek behind the curtain. The reason why Pat has never really appeared on Bull Central, he has a couple of times, but never really has appeared on Bull Central, is because we did Locked on Bulls together. We talked Bulls together every single day, so it would have been like doubling up on the same thing. But now that me and Pat don't do Locked on Bulls together, you'll probably see him over here. You'll see him over here. Haize has cursed me out multiple times, and I cursed them out as well. But that's the love. Oh yeah, like, and Shay be like, "Hey, motherfucker," and be like, "Hey," and he just be like, "What's good, Haize?" What? I love how the previous comments piss Haize off so much he accepted Buddy's offer to help the channel while still yelling, laughing my ass off. This podcast so Chicago. Listen, bro, and it didn't even that didn't even piss me off. I've been saying that for years. The worst aspect of Chicago Bulls Central is the fact that I don't do shit on social media for real. I just don't. I don't. So, it is what it is, man. But all right, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and get ready to wrap up because as some of y'all know, I still have a 9 to 5 job that I work. My lunch break just ended. Let me get back to my job. If any other news drops, we'll drop, of course, here. If you want to hit that subscribe button, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. You can follow us at Bull Central Pod. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns. bullcentralpod@gmail.com. Lastly, if you want to leave a text message and or voicemail for the mailbag, the number to do so, 773-270-2799. We are the number one spot for everything Chicago Bulls related, thanks to you guys. And like I like to end everything on, love you guys. Go Bulls. See red if you can, y'all. Peace.
Has been a presentation of the Breaks Media.